Conscience Guide Team by Sheepdog and Shepherd.
Conscience Guide Team 6.7 Conscience and Capital Violence.
Hey Shepherd, I love this quote by George Washington. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little celestial fire called conscience.
The FBI is actively seeking information leading to the identification of those who instigated violence at the U.S. Capitol and Washington, D.C. on January 6, 2021. News media, celebrities, former presidents, and politicians have issued opinions and condemnations in the aftermath of the violence in the Capitol. The selective news media coverage, opinions, and condemnations failed to identify the root cause of the Capitol violence and the violence around the U.S. preceding and following the Capitol violence. Is it possible that the violence in the Capitol on January 6th of 2021 and the violence around the U.S. represent a spiritual bankruptcy that has festered in the United States of America for decades? According to its official website, the United States Capitol is the symbol of the American people and their government, and the meeting place for the nation's legislature. If that is indeed true, why does the news media run headlines, "Change in Power," after every election? If the branches of government truly represent the people, the headline should read, "Those now serving." If government revolves around power rather than service, that would explain how corruption permeates every level of government. That would also explain why elected leaders and appointed officials demonstrate contempt for the very people they are to represent. Perhaps the three branches of government would do well to look to the heartland. That is, the land of the heart, the land where the conscience is animated by an innate moral code rather than a political ideology. Unlike a political ideology that is selective and capricious, the innate moral code is absolute and has its source in the deity who said, "If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land." January 6th, the day of the Capitol violence, is observed by some people of faith as a day of epiphany, that is, a day of manifestation. Before seeking to control the people, perhaps the branches of government would do well to exert control over themselves. Perhaps the branches of government could benefit from an epiphany. Putting aside your respective political ideologies, what do you think is the root cause of the Capitol violence and the violence around the country? Do you think that the violence in the Capitol and the violence around the country represent a spiritual bankruptcy? Do you think elected leaders and appointed officials have habituated to corruption and contempt? What would you identify as the only true source for healing of the nation?
Hey Shepherd, is there an R in Washington?
Special acknowledgement to our references.
Special thanks to voiceover artist Cynthia and Todd and content consultant Ed.
Thank you for watching our presentation on matters pertaining to conscience. Please subscribe and offer your comments. Produced by Sheepdog and Shepherd, aka M. Gilbert Steiner, author of Short Man of Nuremberg.